Okay, Mom.
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back to Okay Mom Podcast.
Ooh. Da-da-da-da.
Da-na-na. I don't think I've ever worn this color before. We're just gonna roll with it.
It looks beautiful on you, by the way.
Thanks, I really
Let's
appreciate
get your...
Thank
There
you
we
very
go.
much. I love your shirt, boy mom.
Guys,
E.
shout out to Noora and Noah. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. And if you don't know, why don't you know? Right? Real.
She's amazing. Check her out on Etsy and Instagram. She makes literally the most comfortable, cutest baby and mama wear I have ever seen.
Girl, I bought Asher's like entire wardrobe from her. Like
Right?
literally half of it. It was Noah.
It's like the customization, and I love that it's
so
all like nicely stitched, and like the quality of even the blankets.
God, the quality's insane.
Because like every time I've had a baby, she's gifted me the name blankets, and honestly, it's like
Those are
such a
like
treasure.
keepsakes. I'm gonna give that to my daughter when she is like, and my son. I think it's like the most beautiful thing.
Too. It'll be like the thing that they remember from when they were young.
Oh, I love that. She's really talented.
So y'all go check her out.
Check her out, guys. And while you're checking her out, don't forget to press that subscribe button, like, share, do all the things you should be doing. Thank you very much.
Guys, come on, we gotta start lining our pockets, okay?
Come on, hook us up.
Hook a girl up.
Do more cool things for you guys.
Yeah. I also want to quit my job.
Oh,
Let's just put it out there, okay?
Yes, manifest.
I want to quit my job, so you guys hit the subscribe button,
Thank you.
and then I will quit my job.
Help a sister out. Go fund Uruje. Go fund Uruje's career change.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it, okay?
That'll be another segment because I feel like I've had a lot of people ask me about it.
Yeah?
So I will talk about kind of my teaching career, but we'll save that.
should.
We'll save that for another time.
Yeah, it should be like a about us.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Awesome. Okay. We're doing that next time.
We are, for sure.
Okay. Awesome. So I have a funny thread.
Let's do it. Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Okay. So I found this one absolutely hilarious.
Okay.
And I'm gonna read the title of the thread. I'm gonna read my top favorite ones.
Okay,
Okay.
go for it.
Let's share our funny mom brain moments.
Oh my God.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, mom brain
Is a-
pregnancy brain.
It's a real thing.
It's a real
thing.
And I'm pretty sure that there's actually a scientific reason why we get it.
I think there is two.
And it's something, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's when you're pregnant, a lot of your brain cells also get used during your pregnancy for the development of your baby.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not repaired afterwards.
I thought they did.
No.
I thought they got repaired.
So that's why we out here just doing some of these things that are in this thread because some of it made me laugh. Okay.
Okay, go for it.
Today I sat on the toilet, wiped, and then peed. I can't. Guys, this is hilarious.
This is hilarious. I can see that happening.
I needed a blank piece of paper at work, so I printed one.
I'm laughing because I would do that shit. 1,000,000% I would do that.
100%
I would do that. 100%.
do that.
Yeah.
I got in the shower while wearing a bra.
Okay, you know why that happens though, right? Because what's a mom's shower? 10 minutes max, even if
10 minutes is a luxury.
long time.
What do you mean 10 minutes?
I said 10 and I was like, shit, that's too long. I never took a 10-minute shower in my life. It's like 5 minutes with your child standing at the glass shower door like, mommy, can I come inside?
And you hear the... It doesn't stop, guys.
It never ends. It never ends.
That's freaking hilarious. The amount of times that I've gone in the shower and I just left the towel on the towel rack. And I'm like,
You do the run?
Yeah.
The jog of life.
And I'm just kind of like, oh, maybe I can reach it. Like I'm doing this weird thing. Honestly, it's hilarious.
So funny. No, but you want to know something? What's even more hilarious?
What?
Is like if somebody timed how quickly you soap your body.
Yo.
It's like that. It's like that.
And you want to know what's so funny? Every mom will come out of the shower and message their mom friends and be like, guys, I took a shower today.
100%.
But it's the most pathetic shower of
The
life.
most pathetic shower of life, and this thing happens the most when you have a newborn,
Right.
Newborn phase. You know the accomplishment that you feel when you put your newborn in that little seat, and they're outside the shower, and you take a shower. It's like you accomplished like climbing like Mount Everest.
And by the way, every mom, this is the realest thing. Every mom has done that. You've brought your child into the bathroom while you go to take a shower or while you're on the bathroom because your child needs to see your face at all times.
Absolutely. Not even gonna lie.
Also, have you ever had moments where like your child is asleep and you know, and somebody, or they're with somebody else?
Yeah.
So you go to take a shower and you just hear the crying?
My God. Sometimes you just hear random crying.
Honestly.
And sometimes it's like someone else's baby is crying.
Yes.
And then you're leaking.
Yep.
Has that happened to you?
Yes.
The breastfeeding mamas know.
This is so real. This actually happened.
This is true story.
I went to a restaurant and it was like girls' night, right?
Oh.
So I'm all like excited and ready to go. Luckily, I put the bra pads on.
Yeah.
But I go to the restaurant and we were sitting in a booth, and in the booth behind us there was like a couple with a newborn baby.
Yeah.
And the baby starts crying. Guys, I could feel it. I could feel my like boobs just got a little bit harder, and I was like, "Oh, is that me?"
And they were like, girls' night.
"Yeah."
Like, I'm telling you, shit does not end for moms. It only gets worse. That's brutal.
hilarious.
Oh my God.
I made coffee without coffee the other day. That hot water was good.
I've done that with Shy.
No
I've done
way.
That. I've done that. I put like the tea bag in.
Yeah.
And I didn't boil the water, and I put cold water.
Hi.
And then I'm looking at it like, what's going on? And then I'm like, oh my gosh, this has happened numerous times.
I've done it where I was making chai for like my mom.
Yeah.
And I would add the boiling pani in the mug and there would be no tea bag in there.
It's so funny. That is so funny.
Grocery day.
Oh boy.
I get dressed. I get my 18-month-old dressed, packed freshly made and healthy snacks, as well as water and milk. I made sure the diaper bag was stocked and even remembered a blanket and stuffy so that my kid could sit in the grocery cart. We make it to the store. I'm not wearing any shoes.
No. How is that possible?
How did she drive the car?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, did you not feel your foot on the pedal?
That's what I'm saying. She did not have any sleep that night. That's what happened.
Yeah, that 18
That or it's one of these. It's one of those. It's one of the two. It's one of the three. Because that to me is a lot. That's a lot.
Yo, that 18-month-old is going through some next sleep regression.
Yeah. The sleep regressions could have
Plus
totally.
teething.
Yeah,
Mama
it
will
could've
feel
been-
you.
It could have been like a combination of many things.
My kid asked for raisins, and I grabbed a packet of prunes, and I was convinced it was the exact same thing. In my head, I literally thought, raisins are dried prunes.
I swear to God, I think.
Girl, stop.
I know they're different, but 1,000,000% I would do that.
Girl math.
Girl math. I would do these things. I would do these things, and I would justify it in my mind. I would. 100%.
Girl math.
Girl math.
My favorite mom brain moment was when I was pregnant. I was making scrambled eggs for my husband and a pot of tea. We boil our water in the stove so they don't have a kettle.
Yeah.
Okay? And we let the tea bag sit in the pitcher, and then we add the sweetener.
Okay.
I had just poured the tea into the pitcher, and I went to toss the tea bags in the trash, leaving a cup or so of tea left in the pot.
Yeah.
When I went to go pour it in the pitcher, I accidentally poured it in his scrambled eggs.
I knew that was coming. I knew she was.
And the best or the worst part was that these were the last 2 eggs that we had. So he sat there, tea and all.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I can see this happening.
I can see this happening.
This is like a normal day in a mom's life.
It's the last 2 eggs left.
Oh.
That's the realest statement. Because
That-
1000% that's what would happen.
And then it would be like my day would be ruined.
Facts.
That would ruin my day.
Facts.
I can't do it.
Pouring vanilla coffee creamer in my cereal was a definite highlight. And then I tried to eat it with a fork.
All of these things are so valid.
They're so
like
valid.
they're funny, but like this happens.
This happens.
Like this is accurate.
Also, the fork and cereal thing, come on.
easy.
Who hasn't done that?
Easily.
Oh, my
easily you could
goodness.
do that. Easily.
I refilled my cooking oil bottle with hand soap refill.
Oh my God.
And I kept thinking to myself, why is this oil forming so many bubbles?
As long as she didn't cook with it.
Yeah.
Because if she did that.
True. I used my husband's toothbrush. Oh.
Okay, but like what if there was no toothbrush at home? You would have to.
I mean,
Or would you rather not brush your teeth?
no, I'd probably go and buy one.
No, but like what if you couldn't? Desperate times. It's like, do I have stank breath or do I use my husband's toothbrush? Like you had a child with him. I would use his toothbrush.
This is a dilemma.
For me, not that I would want to, because
Okay.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
But if I was desperate and I had to pick between,
But Hina, it's been like in somebody else's mouth.
it's disgusting. Don't get me
All of
wrong.
the tongue.
Okay. You really had to get into the description, didn't you? But then my point to you is, look, what if you couldn't go to the grocery store? It is a stat holiday and no store is open. No Walmart, no SDM, nothing is open.
Go to
Okay.
like a Esso or something.
The gas stations are closed. It's apocalypse. You know what? I will guarantee if you were desperate, you might. Maybe.
You know
or would you
okay.
do one of those to put your toothbrush on your finger?
Yeah, I was 1000% gonna say, you know that Miss Walk situation?
You guys, for those of you that don't know, okay, is this like a Pakistani thing or an Indian thing?
I think it's Islamic.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a Muslim thing.
It's like a piece of wood that they would use to clean their teeth. It's called a miswak.
It's called a miswak.
How
And like,
cool
I
is that?
think you're actually supposed to chew on it. I don't actually know.
Do you know what
done it.
malati is?
No, you okay?
It's like this thing. It's like a piece of wood.
Okay.
And it's supposed to help you with when you have a sore throat. It's called malati.
Does it work?
Yo, it works.
Yo, these desi totke are
My
on
grandma used to give it
point.
to us. It tastes nasty.
Where do I get this from?
I don't know, but it was amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out that local
I need
Afra
to
farm.
find out what malati is in English because I think everybody knows about this.
Okay,
I'll let you know.
I am pro desi totke, guys.
Are you?
Yeah, give it
You
to
know,
me.
you know what we need to do?
What?
We need to test out some desi totke.
Let's do it.
That's a good idea.
Bring this malati.
All right. If
We
I
have
find
to try it. We have
if
to
I
try it.
find it, I will bring it.
Done.
Okay.
Done. I went to the fridge to get milk for my coffee, and I grabbed a bottle of pumped milk
Oh my God, no!
and I poured it in.
No, you did not. But did
Okay.
you drink it?
I don't know. She ended it there. Okay, let me ask you a question. Have you tried your breast milk?
You know what? I haven't like glugged it or chugged it, but I was very curious and I did one of these.
I did too.
And then I was like, it's kind of sweet. It is kind of sweet.
It is sweet.
Yeah.
So I've done the same thing. I'll do the.
Because I'm like, it's my milk, you know? Like, but would you try someone else's? I
No.
can't do that.
No.
Even if it was my sister's, I'd be like, nah, yeah.
No.
You do your thing, girl.
And I also wouldn't like put it in my coffee and stuff. I think that's weird.
No.
But I was so curious. I was like, why is this so addictive
Yeah.
to kids?
I think it's because it's sweet.
It is. Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, lucky them.
I'm curious. Did this person drink the coffee or did they?
Maybe they did because maybe they did. Why didn't she tell us?
Yeah.
Gosh darned it. Okay, so that was the last one. What is your mom brain moment? I know you've had a lot.
I have a lot.
Okay,
Also,
shoot.
like I will have them continuously now.
Yeah, it happened.
Okay, I have a funny story.
Okay.
So my friend recently just asked me to help her like figure out. So her cousin is getting married in India.
Okay.
And she was like, "Hey, we're taking all these gifts or whatever. Like, how should we package them?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, what are you taking?" And she
Yeah.
was like, "We bought a jacket and like a clutch and a scarf."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I was like, "You know what? Like when you're putting it in the suitcase,
Yeah.
you can put it where like you know how instead of putting towels at the bottom of your suitcase,
Yeah.
I'm like instead of that, put the jacket there,
Yeah.
and then the clutch or whatever, just kind of leave it as is and just put
Yeah.
it in the plastic that it comes in."
Yeah.
She looks at me and then she goes, "Aruj, I meant how am I supposed to gift wrap this?"
You were telling me this, and I'm like, I don't think that's what she meant, Rouge. I don't think she meant, how do you pack it in the suitcase? I was like, who the hell would ask?
And you want to know something? Because I kept going on and on about how to package this damn jacket. I looked at her and I was like, "Oh, by the way, ask so-and-so because she travels so much, she'll give you some packing hacks." Oh my goodness, guys. What is wrong with me? And she was like, "No, Aruj, I'm talking about how I could package it to gift it to the bride."
Thank God it was a friend.
I know.
Rando, The bestie is another level, okay? The bestie is another level. Because then you're just like, shit. I was trying to act so smart, giving all these great packing. You're probably out there like Googling best method to pack a jacket in the luggage.
Guys, I was so embarrassed. I was like, what is wrong with you? Connect the dots.
Yeah, I was connecting them while you were talking, and I was like, is she for...
Chalo, basi ho gayi. What's yours?
Okay, so I don't know if I have like a recent one, because I feel like I forget.
Yeah.
I'm very forgetful. But I remember when I had Asher, I had to go to like a midwife appointment.
Okay.
And so like I like packed him up and everything. And I like, you know, and it was winter. And like, you know, it's so hard in the winter to bundle them up and everything. And so I'm like going there and I'm sitting in the midwife clinic and I'm like waiting and waiting and waiting. And I'm like, wait, it's my turn for my appointment. And the midwife comes out and she's like, there's this other girl sitting beside me and she calls her name. And let's just say her name was like Cassandra. Cassandra. And like Cassandra gets up and I'm looking at my clock like, it's not Cassandra's appointment, fam. It's my appointment time. Okay. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, did she really just take somebody? And I am like mean messaging my sister.
Right.
Like, I can't believe this. I've been sitting here for an hour. 5 minutes later, she comes out and she's like, who are you waiting for? And I'm like, I'm waiting for you. And she's like, your appointment is tomorrow. And I'm like, stop. I think I shared this on my Instagram too. And I was just like, I sat out here for an hour.
No.
Waiting for a freaking midwife appointment. I swear to God, 1 hour I sat there with a newborn. You know how they cry and this and that and like.
And you're still healing.
Girl,
You're uncomfortable. You're trying to get out of the house with
That's
them.
what I'm saying.
In the middle of winter?
And you know when you accomplish something like that, you're like, yo, I took my child to an appointment today.
Right?
And then it's like, that's my task of the day. I'm going to go home and relax.
That's my task of the week.
I couldn't even relax because the next day I was going again. But that was one of the mom brain moments that I remember vividly.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, but there's so many.
There's so
It really
many.
does happen throughout. It's crazy. Honestly, it's crazy. It's a lot to handle.
And I also feel like it's not just the funny moments, but it's also like the day to day.
Yeah.
Where if I don't write anything down,
Oh my God.
I can't remember anything for the
I
life
know.
of me.
I know.
And there are so many times where Farhan will be like, hey, by the way, da 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 da. Or like even anything when it comes to work, when it comes to even like doctor's appointments or whatever. If it is not in the calendar, this girl ain't remembering it.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like if there's one good thing that has come out of this process, other than my children, of course, I'm gonna throw that in there. It's the fact that I think I've become very organized.
Oh, okay.
it.
I love that you said that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this is literally a mom's journey.
Yeah, it is.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but
Yeah.
I feel like every mom, when they become a mom,
Yeah.
they realize that they really need to get their life organized.
For sure,
Okay?
for sure.
Appointments, and you're
Yeah.
using your calendar, and you are doing 300 things.
Yeah.
Where before your child, you're probably doing 20.
Yeah.
And so, how are you going to keep yourself organized? And I really do feel like, even for me, I find that my time management, whoa.
I know.
Because I just realized that before I had kids, I was okay at managing my time.
Yeah, yeah.
But I would slack off.
Oh, for sure.
I was a procrastinator.
Yeah, me too.
And I would just shrug my shoulders and be like, whatever. If it gets done, it gets done. If it doesn't, who cares?
Yeah.
Now I'm finding, no, it has to be this way.
Yeah.
And I'm a stickler for time.
Ooh, oh my God, me too, girl.
So it's like, if it
It's
doesn't
annoying.
happen in that 10 minutes in my mind that I think it should
Oh
be
my
happening in,
God. I am you.
Ooh.
You are me.
I love this.
I think the reason why it's like that is because you realize the short period of time you have.
Yes.
It's not like before where like you had a lot of time. You didn't have to worry about another human being or more than one human being. And I also think to that point, the transition you go to from one child where it's like, okay, now I'm going to manage my time. And just when you get into the cycle of normalizing things, then you pop out another one. And then it's like, there goes everything I put for. Goodbye life once again. And it's hard because you're just like, now I gotta rethink the schedule. You know what I'm saying? How is it for you?
Okay, the transition between 1 to 2, y'all,
It's intense.
it's intense, okay?
Oh my God, it's so
And it's just, you're trying to also, my biggest thing, aside from like the actual transitioning
Yeah.
of having my second, was how nervous I was for my first.
Yeah.
And the mom guilt that I had when I was like, oh my goodness, like he's just not gonna have that attention anymore, and he's gonna want me there, and like, what if he's crying out for me and I can't go to him because I'm with the newborn? And there was just so much of that. And it would eat me alive. Hina, like the guilt.
I know.
I didn't know how to manage it. And then we really just realized that you have to tag team.
For
One
sure.
parent per child.
Yeah.
That's just how it
Even
went.
Steven.
Honestly.
Until you popped the third, and then it was like, there's no even Steven anymore.
So we got through the transition of 1 to 2.
Yeah.
When we went from 2 to 3, I was waving my wife's leg. I gave up. We could not handle it because now one parent always has 2 children.
Oh my God.
And the other parent has one. And I was mostly the one who had the one because I was breastfeeding.
Yeah, totally.
So I had Isa with me the whole time.
Yeah.
And Farhan was trying to manage Ibrahim and Idris.
Yeah.
And it was really hard. And then when I would try to give him a break, and I'd give him Isa, I would have the other 2.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's so funny that I said it that way because the break would still be with one kid.
It's not even a break.
It's not a break. It's not a break. And it's not up until I want to say Isa turned 10 months that we finally got some alone time.
Yeah, totally.
With each other and on our own.
Yeah.
Because that's when kind of the sleep training kicked in and he he started sleeping overnight, like throughout the night, and I didn't have to go in for night feeds anymore. Then I got my sleep back. And then after 10 months, I would say is when life kind of, I felt like, okay, now we're okay.
I think once that sleep training is set, life somewhat returns to some level of normalcy because then you have at least like a 2-3 hour frame of time where you can sit and just do jack all and you're good. You get some mental sanity back. But I think for me, to what you were saying about like the guilt that you feel when you're transitioning from 1 to 2, I feel like I spent so much time with my daughter, and like I think she was 4 when I had Asher, and like we would just spend all day together. Like we played games together, and it was COVID, and like you didn't have anything else to do, and I had such a great routine with her. And so I can definitely see how the transition was hard, but I also feel like because of like how hard like my postpartum journey was with Asher, because of the hemorrhage that I had, I was on bed rest and I really could not give her the time. And oh my God, like it made me so sad because she would come and she would like want to play with him, and he would just be crying and sleeping. And then she was just like, what's wrong with this brother of mine?
Right?
What the hell's his problem? All he does is poop and like cry all day long. And then I also felt like, because I wasn't getting sleep, I was very short-tempered.
Of course.
And like stressed out, and just like I just needed like time for myself. And I feel like I was just like sad all the time because you feel like you lost your life again just when you got it back. You know what I mean?
Girl.
Because when it depends on how long you wait. Some people, they're like, oh, just have back to back to back to back. And in my mind, I'm like, absolutely not. Because for me, I'm like, like I will go crazy. But for some people that works.
Yeah.
For me, it did not work. And I feel like the downfall of that is if you wait, then you get so used to like a routine, and then you have time for yourself. And then when you have to transition back to having a newborn, it is hard in that sense too. Even though there's easy aspects where it's like with the second one, you're better prepared. You know what to expect for the most part, even though every child is different. But you kind of know that like, okay, so this is kind of what contractions feel like, kind of what is going to happen after. This is what the healing somewhat looks like if I'm expecting the same sort of delivery,
Right.
You're just a little bit more equipped. You're not buying stupid stuff like 10,000 shoes for your children.
No.
You're so mindful at that point. So there's benefits, but it's also like, it's still hard. I don't care how many kids you have. That initial phase is the transition period's very hard.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
And no matter what happens and no matter how many kids you have, you still have to work with the kids that you have.
Yes.
And
Yes.
introduce a new sibling to them.
Yeah.
And that is very tricky.
Yeah.
And I remember I have this vivid memory. It was like in the afternoon, and Farhan got COVID. My husband got COVID, and it was when nobody really knew what it was.
Yeah.
And so he was actually in the bedroom and he was isolating because none of us were showing symptoms yet. So We put him in the bedroom
Yeah.
and I isolated him. And at that time, I would be like giving him separate dinner. I had a separate
Oh
sponge
my
to wash his
God.
dishes because we were so scared. We
For
didn't know what
sure, for
COVID
sure.
was,
Yeah.
right? And you're hearing about people like dying from
I know.
it.
It was
and
insane.
It was crazy. So we left him there.
Yeah.
And he was isolating, and I was downstairs, and it was like mid-afternoon, and Ibrahim, so my kids they have a 2-year gap and then a 1-year gap.
Yeah.
So I really did have them back to back.
Yeah.
So Ibrahim was 2 when I had my second, when I
Yeah.
had Idris. And I'm sitting in the living room and I'm on the couch, and Ibrahim is having his terrible twos tantrum,
My
which
God.
it happens.
Valid, yeah.
And he's just sitting on the carpet and he's just crying and crying and crying. And Idris is over here crying and
my
crying
God.
and crying because I have colic babies, and he was just nonstop and he wouldn't stop. And then Ibrahim came up to me and he like put his head on my lap.
Stop. I'm getting so sad for him.
Honestly, and I just looked at him and I was like, I can't get up and give you what
Yeah.
you need.
Yeah.
And I can't do anything about this right now.
Yeah.
And I started crying too.
Oh my God.
And we literally had a moment where all 3 of us are just sitting on the couch crying.
Oh my God. That makes me so sad because moms don't share that. That's so hard. Honestly, like you're telling it, thanks for sharing that. It's hard to share those
It
moments.
is.
It's making me so sad.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, that loneliness that you feel as a mom, like, I don't think people understand that. Like, husbands don't get that. No matter how, like, present they are as dads, they don't understand how lonely it is to be a mother. Whether it's like you have 1 child, 2, 3, 4, however many you have, when you have a moment like that, and every mother has moments like that.
Yep.
Where you're sitting there and you're like, I'm so overwhelmed. And the children, like, the truth is, like, they just need their mom sometimes, and you don't know how to manage.
Exactly.
But I'm glad that, like, sometimes crying it out is actually a great way to release the stress.
I agree.
Right?
And knowing how I am, I don't know if everybody's like this, but I need to cry it out.
Yeah, sometimes
Because
I'm like that too. Yeah.
Or else I feel like it's just building up inside
Yeah,
of me.
totally.
And I really do need to let it out. And obviously, another thing people totally ignore is how hormonal you still are after you give birth.
100.
The emotions are wild.
They're whack. They're whack.
So obviously sitting there, if I have 2 crying babies and my husband is also sick and I'm worried about him, I had so much anxiety. I was actually
going on.
so worried about him.
What's going on?
And I'm just sitting there, and you guys want to know something else? During that same moment, I was wearing a mask
Oh my
in the house
God.
so that I was not going to be giving any of the symptoms to my kids because nobody knew how kids would be reacting to COVID.
Okay, that's so scary.
It was literally like, I still remember I was sitting there in my PJs, mask on, Ibrahim's crying here, and Idris is here, and we're all just crying.
Can I tell you something? I feel like, out of our friends group, I always viewed you as like, and I still do actually, as like, like you popped out these 3 kids and girl, you were holding it down.
No.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, we would get together and we would have moments where we would talk about how hard and stressful it's been. And I always felt like you just somehow would just make it work. I never felt like you didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
But then, when I hear stuff like this, it just kind of is like it just affirms how difficult motherhood is and how much of it we like. Maybe it's not even the fact that you feel like you don't share, because I think we would share it with other moms, but it's more so just the fact that like we all feel so overwhelmed and we don't even have the capacity to share it sometimes because our lives are so busy and chaotic. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like heavy. It's heavy. And to your point about the hormones thing, I feel like I don't even think I understood how bad the hormones are after, because I think I knew they were bad when I saw my sister have her son. And my sister, for anyone that knows, is like very positive Peter, okay? Positive freaking Peter, okay? Nothing phases this girl, okay? She just handles it, okay? And I remember she was at my mom's house when she first had her son, and there was just this one night she was just sitting on the bed and she was crying, and I didn't have any kids at that time, and I'm looking at her like, what the hell's going on? Like, in my mind I was like, are you okay? Like, do you need a hug? Or like, I don't know. Like, I was just like, what's wrong?
What can I do?
And I remember my mom and dad even walking in, and they were also like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And it was the baby blues. Like, you just have and she was also, I think, at a point where she was like, I don't even know what's upsetting me. I just feel like I'm crying. And then that's what it is. It's the baby blues. And that was when I was like, this is some real shit. some real shit. And the fact that you go through it, like, I still remember moments when I had Emma. Oh man, that first few months, I actually talked to your sister about this because our kids were around the same age. And I remember I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, I am so overwhelmed. And the tears that I cried when I had my first, whoa, it was rough. It was rough.
Right.
First is rough.
Yeah.
And I think it does get easier, but you're still going through hormone changes with the second, third, whatever. It is a very hard time.
It is really hard.
Talked about a lot. It should be though.
Yeah. When I had my third,
Yeah.
I then had to learn to prepare the other two.
Yeah.
So now, when I had my third, it was a 3-year-old, a 1-year-old, and then I had Issa.
Oh my God.
So because now they're 4, 2, and
That is-
1. Okay,
I'm getting heart palpitation.
yeah, it was literally
Whoa.
back to back. Okay, but you know what? I will say that the pros to it, just like you mentioned
Yeah.
earlier, it definitely was because I was like, for example, still changing diapers.
Yeah. It was a normal part of
no
the routine.
issue. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, we could do this.
Yeah.
I'll do it with my eyes closed,
Yeah.
you know? Because I did get my sleep back, but because I had just like experienced going through the night
Yeah.
feeds and
Yeah.
understanding breastfeeding or whatever, I was like, I got this.
Yeah.
I actually had no trouble third time around.
Transitioning, yeah.
Because I was like, okay, it's fine. I don't need to, like, I know how to breastfeed. I know
Yeah.
that I'm going to football him. I know, like, how to swaddle.
Yeah.
I know how to bathe. I
Yeah.
know how to get everything ready. Like,
Yeah.
it was, because even, like, bathing is such a big thing to
It
do
is.
when you're home with a
And
newborn.
there are so many damn steps. Like, you bathe them. You got to be with the gentle water, guys. Test the temperature with the elbow.
the elbow test?
And then it's like you got to give them a massage. Got to clean their ears. Got to clean their noses. Got to comb their hair if they have it. If they have it. You got to find the cotton onesies to dress them. They're going to throw up on the next 10 seconds.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
You're just
Using the
like,
washcloth.
even.
What soap should I be using? I can't get it in their
Gotta be
eyes.
organic, of an honest baby. Like, it's just a lot. It's so many things. So many
Oh
things.
my goodness. Then you're like filling the bathtub. Then you're
Yeah.
taking them and getting them ready. Then you're emptying the bathtub.
And then
Then
it's like-
you go back and they vomited all over their onesies. You gotta change them
They're
again.
peeing on themselves.
Oh.
Like the quick diaper change where it's like and the poop explosions. Oh Lord.
Oh.
Lordy, Lordy, Lord.
Isn't it the best when you give them a bath and then after they decide to have
Yeah.
a poop
Oh
explosion
my
all
God.
over their back?
And it just goes like up there. And you're just like, okay, all right. There's just so I can laugh about it now,
Yeah.
but in the moment, you are like hanging on by a thread
Yeah.
sometimes.
And in the moment, you're like, seriously?
Yeah, like it's like, you know when they're like, this day could not get any worse, and then it gets worse. It is literally like that. It's not every day that's like that, because in those moments there's like a good day. You get a good day where it's like, whoa, the baby actually took a nap today.
Right?
You get those days, but I feel like that initial phase is like a 3-4 month thing where like I felt like the 3-4 months postpartum were the hardest time for me, and then after that you get used to it.
Yes.
You get used to the lack of sleep, you get used to the new routine, and then your kids, like, they're not bobbling their heads and they can hold their head. They are like, they can do tummy time and all that stuff. It gets easier. But it's a lot. Oh,
But-
man, it's a lot.
Let's all just say then they hit the 4-month sleep regression.
Oh man, how many sleep regressions are there really?
Girl, I don't know, but I know that 4-month one kills me. It kills
All
me.
I know is like anytime there was this, like any sort of regression, whether it was the 4 month or not, I was like, here we go. Growth spurt happening again. It just happened 2 weeks ago, but it's happening.
Here we go again. It's like when you can't explain anything, you're like, it's a regression.
Yeah,
it's a growth
something.
spurt.
It's something.
They're teething.
And
It's a phase.
Always, you know what? It's always like, you know, when you really need them to go to sleep, like, tonight I'm going to go out with my friends finally for the first time. And your child is like, no, you're not, mom. Sit your ass at home.
You ain't going nowhere.
You ain't going nowhere. Okay?
Welcome to mom life.
Swear to God. It's like they pick up on the vibe that you're excited and they're
Honestly.
like, let me shatter your dreams real quick. But you guys, it's not all horrible.
I mean, we're just like letting you know the raw, real truth, okay?
The truth is, we are scaring the shit out of people that are going to have kids. But you guys,
really
you know
are.
what? When you have kids, you'll understand. There's so much greatness to it, but then the hard times are the times that like even our parents haven't talked to us about it. And I think that's one of the reasons why we even share so candidly, because I wish someone had told me these things. I truly wish that.
You want to know something that I'd like to share on here?
Yeah.
When Ibrahim was a newborn, so my eldest, around the he was just a few weeks old.
Yeah.
He wasn't even, and I looked at his belly, and his belly button was like this big.
What?
It was like completely out. It was an outie.
Yeah.
And it was so big and swollen. Guys, I freaked
was it?
out. I went to the doctors and he had an umbilical hernia.
Oh, I've heard about that.
Yeah, so apparently it happens like if the umbilical cord has been pulled out and the skin behind inside the your like stomach area,
Yeah.
it just doesn't heal completely.
Got it.
So some kids, if it gets really bad and it's like discomforting for them, you can get it removed like surgically and stuff.
Yeah.
But when the doctor did his checkup, he was like, "Listen, this is gonna go back down.
Yeah.
Just it's fine."
Yeah.
But honestly, when I look back at the
Terrifying.
pictures and I see it, it literally was like it looked like a clown nose on his belly. And I was like, what is this? Like, we were.
That's so scary.
It's so scary. And especially with your first, like, they just go through so much and you have no idea.
They go through so much, honestly. And I was saying in previous episodes, where it's like, when you have a newborn, it is literally like, what's the disease of the day today?
Honestly.
It really is.
For you and the baby.
For you and the baby. Because if it's not the baby, it's you. It's you.
Facts.
Okay? Like, oh, I'm not healing today. Oh, I think I like ripped a stitch.
Ooh.
Something. When I had Asher, he had like completely normal skin, baby butt skin. Okay. And then as time progressed, I kept on seeing these little like tiny like little pimples on his face. And I'm taking her to the midwife and she's like, oh, it's baby acne. I'm like, okay, cool. You guys, that baby acne blew up all over. Did I show you a picture of his?
No. Wait.
Oh my God. I don't know. I feel like I sent it to some friends, okay? To the point where his entire face was covered in like, and it didn't look like baby acne. It was like crusty and it was on his ears and like it was dry and like it was so bad. Every morning I'd wake up and it would be horrendous. Oh, no. And I was like, this is something else. And then I'm like, oh my God, this is eczema. I had to take him in. I took him to the midwife. She's like, believe me, this is really bad baby acne. And I'm like, no, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And then she's like, okay, let me refer you to like, no, I went to like 2 pediatricians. They're like, okay, we'll refer you to like sick kids.
Okay.
I took him to sick kids and she's like, this is baby acne. And I'm like,
way.
There's no way this is baby acne. And she's like, yeah, it's baby acne. And it's going to go away on its own, but you can use like a very gentle, like moisturizer on his face and it'll kind of help it go down. And that is exactly what happened. I have to show you these pictures.
And what moisturizer did you use?
I think I used like I don't even know if it was like a eczema Aveeno or something.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to use like steroids on their babies.
Course, they're babies.
And so I was just like, no, I want to use something very gentle. And then I think I even did like a little bit of Vaseline on like the really crusty area so it wasn't dry. And it like completely, like the way it changed in like a week and a half, it was so bad, Uruje, that like I remember I took him to my mom's house and I was like crying hysterically because I'm like, oh my God, this is never gonna get better. And it was so traumatizing.
It is.
Because you're like, oh my God, like my poor child is going through this. He's like not even like 1.5 months or something. It was so early. And like you feel so bad for them. And then every time they cry, you're like, it's this. Even though I don't think it was just other things.
Right.
But like for you, it's traumatizing.
So traumatizing.
You know what I mean? It's just.
And like every time you look at the baby, you're like, they're so helpless.
I know.
And I can't do anything about it.
And then you just feel guilty because like in my mind, I was like, oh my God, it's because I had that hemorrhage. It's not my fault that I had a freaking hemorrhage.
Right.
Like it's the meds they gave. And you don't know. You're not a doctor. You don't freaking know. But your anxiety's through the roof. And then your hormones are like slapping you across your face. And then it's just like everything coming together and combining. It's like this recipe for disaster. It really is. And so I've always felt like you really do need like people to be there and support you. I think the problem with me was that like I have a really hard time asking for help.
I get that.
And I feel like I'm a very like, if I ask for help, I just want to show people that I'm independent. I can do it on my own.
Right.
I'm very much like that. And I think even my mom was just like, Like, what's wrong with you? Give me the baby and go to sleep. And I remember even my older sister, she was here from Dubai when Emma was here, and she would literally forcefully take her and be like, stop being this way, go to sleep. And she would like sleep with Emma.
I love that.
And I was like, honestly, my sisters are such gems. Even my brother, they're so helpful. They were so helpful. And you know, you don't know these things. As a new mom, you're like, I don't know what the hell to do. Like, the baby needs me because I have to feed the baby. And like, you're just in this like mindset of like, only I can be around the baby. But I think if you're able to ask for help, oh my God, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
Major.
I remember I went to my mom's once and I was so sleep deprived. I was so sleep deprived. And I was lying on her couch and my brother was there and he had Ibrahim, my eldest, and I fell asleep and Ibrahim woke up and like was like crying and stuff.
Yeah.
I fell asleep on the couch and then I kind of like looked up and he just looked at me. He's like, Aruj Baji, it's okay. And he like quietly.
I love that.
And my mom told me this after, but he like quietly just went to like my baby bag. He took out like a formula bottle. He fed,
my God.
Yeah, he fed Ibrahim.
Cool.
And then he held him, and then he held him for like a good hour while I just napped. And he was like, I didn't even bother to put him down because I didn't want him to wake up.
Yeah.
He was fed. He wanted me to hold him. I just held him, and he fell asleep.
Yeah. You know what? I love that.
Me too.
And I think like the thing with us as moms is that we just don't want to burden other people because we feel this need to always be the caretaker of our children.
Yeah.
Like, no. It's great that you have, but like, I'll take care of them. It's fine. I'm like, are they bothering you? And you hear the baby cry, it's like, oh my God, they're bothered. And like, you know, you feel like you're overwhelming somebody else.
Yeah.
When in fact, if they were overwhelmed, they'd just like, here, take it down.
Yeah. And there's so many moments where I remember like my mom would come over and like my kids would just fall asleep on her on the couch.
I love that.
And she would be like, you just go lay down too. And I would just
love that.
And you know what it is? I feel like, and I'm speaking to them directly right now, they don't realize that impact that you have on a new mom.
Yeah.
If you are going to go and help a mom like this.
Yeah.
Because 5 years later, they'll still remember it.
100%.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And you will forever hold, it's such a memorable moment and you will treasure it forever.
Yeah.
And that bond that you have with your siblings or with your parents or with, your in-laws or whoever is around in that moment. That time, because it's your time of need.
Yeah.
So whoever's there for you in your time of need, you will remember that forever.
100%. It's really special.
Yeah.
It's really special.
And at the same time, whoever is not there, you ain't gonna forget.
Damn. She said what she said.
Said what
She said what she said. I actually feel like, like moms, we keep a lot of our hardships very private because we don't want to look like a weak mom.
Right?
Because our moms didn't complain. They just handled that shit.
Right?
They did. Whether they were struggling or not, which they probably were, but they just handled it. And I think for us, it's like, no, we got to prove that we are just as strong.
Yeah.
And like, we're not the weak. We're not weak. We can't ask for help. We can't do that. And like in Urdu, you say like, over the kaluf, you know what I'm saying? Right? The kaluf, right? Where it's like, I felt very much like my mom always says that to me. She's like, you are very much like that. Where like, even with your family, you're very like, I don't want to burden you guys, but it's not a burden for us.
Right.
And to your point, like you do remember, like there's small things that it's not even sometimes the fact that like someone holds your kid, which they do. But like, I remember even when we would go out as friends, sometimes you get together and you just sit there and you just want other people to just say like, yeah, you're right. It's hard. And like, how are you doing? How are you doing? Forget how's your baby doing. How are you doing? Just like the tiniest question, or like, wow, I feel like you're having a hard time, or like giving somebody a hug, or like just acknowledging that it's hard, being supportive. And sometimes I've said this before too, but like, when you see a mom go through it and all you do is just like, let me just send you a coffee or like something. Like,
yes.
So minor in the grand scheme of things. It's nothing to you, really. It's nothing. And I'm telling you, it changes that mom's day. It really does.
Thank you for coming to Hina's TED Talk.
Yeah, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. It was your TED Talk too. It was your TED Talk.
But that's so real because those toxic aunties right now who are like, "Badi thaki hui lag rahi ho."
I can't.
Don't tell a mom she looks tired.
Yeah.
Guys, she already knows.
Yeah.
She already knows she looks tired.
Yeah.
How about instead of doing that, let's change the narrative.
Yeah.
And you bring the coffee.
Yes.
Just bring it.
Gosh.
A silent gesture. Don't
even
comment.
ask.
Don't say anything. Hand it over.
ask.
And be like, here, how about you have this and you give me the baby?
Yes. Honestly, I think it's just the bare minimum.
Right?
The bare minimum, really.
And it means the world to a new mom.
It really
It
does.
means the world.
It really, really does.
Yeah.
It really does. And if anything, I think it makes your bond closer to that person because you are able to empathize with their struggles. You know what I mean? The world needs more of that. That's for sure.
And just to circle it back to like the transition of kids, when I had my third, and I realized that my other two adjusted pretty well with my third.
Yeah.
The struggle was between me and my husband.
Yeah.
Like we were struggling.
Yeah.
The three of them were fine.
Yeah.
Because I think my older one was kind of aware that there's a new baby coming. The middle one, he was too young.
Yeah, to even understand.
Guys, he was a year.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like he was way too young.
Yeah.
It's just a baby came and he was like, oh, look, there's like a new toy for me.
with,
And that was it. Right. And so that was like, the kids were fine, but my husband and I were really struggling with like handling two at a time versus one and all this. And then not having a break of not having any of the kids around. That was really hard. But I'm finding it that you also are continuously dealing with the transition.
Yeah.
So do you find this now that like as your kids are getting older, now you're getting into the whole like they're fighting over things and you see the underlying jealousy and like now it's coming out.
Yeah.
Whereas when they were babies, they kind of just like we're like, hey, we're all siblings now and we're good to go.
We're a team.
We're a team.
They're not a team now.
And they ain't no team. Now they're like poking each other's eyeballs and like, Mama, but he got this and why am I not getting
I'm
this?
telling you, it's the funniest thing. I feel like now what happens with my kids is that like my eldest, she's like the oldest and she's doing all these things. And then my son, everything she does, he wants to do everything she does.
100%.
He like idolizes her. Okay. And she is so sick and tired of him. Like her complaint the other day was, Mommy, Asher's smiling at me. Tell him not to smile. Tell him to stop smiling at me. And I'm just like, come on, girl. That's a bit much now, okay? And she's like hysterical angry that he's smiling at her, okay? And he also does this thing where he knows it pisses her off and he'll like roll on top of her and just like he'll keep doing it, rolling on top of her on purpose. On purpose. Does that happen with your kid?
They are literally the exact same. Also, are we just gonna drop it that the second baby
The second born
wild
lethal, okay?
with a capital W.
When I say they don't give up, they don't give up. Okay? They don't care about nothing.
They have no fear.
Yeah, they're fearless.
Yeah.
And they are wild.
They're wild.
They
Some of
test
the
you.
stuff that he does, I literally look at him and I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't even want to know what you're gonna do when you're a
for real.
teenager. It actually scares me.
It scares me because I'm just like, I don't know where this came from because there's no way.
And honestly, when it is too quiet in the house, he
know.
is up to no
You remember
good.
we used to talk about this?
Yes.
Where we were like, how's yours? How's yours? Mine, 100%.
Give me a wild story. Give me a wild Asher story.
God, this is disgusting. If he watches this when he grows older, he's gonna be like, thanks a lot, Mom. But honestly, Asher, I'm gonna be real, okay? A wild Asher story. Loved putting his hand in the toilet water. Loved, okay? And it wasn't like, it was like playing around. There was one day, okay? There was one day where I had a super early morning client, okay? Super early morning client. He's at home with his dad. And so I come home and I'm like, where's this kid? Okay, where is this boy? It's like 7 a.m. people. I go into my daughter's room and the bathroom door is open and I'm like, oh my God, he's up to no good.
Oh, no.
I open the door. This guy has one of those like gigantic mason glass jars. Okay, that I put underneath the bathroom stuff. It has like little like things in it. He took the lid off and he threw that in the toilet. Okay, he took the entire toilet paper roll, threw that in the toilet. He took his shirt off, threw it in the toilet. Okay. There was like 7 different things happening in that toilet, and then his hands were in there like he was making like something going on, and I was just like, it's 7 a.m. It's 7 a.m. Where the hell did you get this energy to do these things?
I am vividly in there with Asher in the bathroom right now. I'm watching him doing
And then
this.
you see him, and what does he do? He smiles. he smiles, and then he runs away. That is who he is, 100%. I love him. I'm going to play this stuff for him at his wedding. But, it's a lot for a mom.
God, it's so much.
I just wanted to sleep.
So let me give you a wild Idris story. Okay, so the other day, this is recent too. Okay, so the other day, I hear. So I'm like, my kids wake up early, but they'll like play around and do their own thing for a bit, right?
Yeah.
And I'm in my bedroom, and I hear the tap on, and the water's running in one of the bathrooms, and I was like, "What?
Yeah.
You guys never do this. Why is the water on?"
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Okay, whatever. Maybe he's just like washing his hands or like whatever. He's doing something, whatever." And I was like, "I'm gonna give it a minute." Okay, the water's going and going and going, and then I get up and I was like, Farhan, do you hear that? And he's like, yeah, the water's running. Go, like, see what's up.
Yeah.
I go, okay, the tap is on, the soap dispenser is missing, so it's
my
not
gosh.
on the countertop anymore, okay? And I walk into the bedroom. He's in Issa's crib.
Oh my God.
All the soap is everywhere. And he looks at me, he's like, Mama, I'm giving Issa a bath.
Oh my God. Stop.
Bro, I couldn't even get mad because he said it in such a cute tone.
Oh my God.
And I just looked at him and I
But
was,
your kids are so cute.
it was honestly, but oh my God, the 6 a.m. frustration that I had as a
I
mom.
know. Cleaning the soap off?
Because I'm just looking
The
at it.
shower
And
you gotta
honestly,
do. Oh.
my number one thing was, is it in Issa's eyes?
Yeah, that's true too.
Right? Because I'm like, he's a
Did he
baby.
eat it?
Did he eat it?
Did
Where-
he eat it? And did he eat it?
Oh my goodness.
The mental math.
Oh. And guess what? My eldest, Ibrahim, he's just sitting in his bed watching them do this. And I looked at him and I was like, can you be the wise one? Can you stop this behavior from happening? And he was like, Mama, Idris is giving Issa a bath. And I was like, thanks, Sherlock. Thanks.
Oh my God, that's so
I couldn't
funny.
figure this out by myself.
Honestly,
So-
they're so hilarious though.
They're so
it's
funny.
funny.
Yeah.
It's funny when you have time to like you calm down, then you can laugh about it. But in the moment, you're just like, not today,
Yeah.
please.
And honestly, I was really like on that gentle parenting tip.
Oh gosh.
So I literally looked at him and I was like, Idris, that's so nice. You're giving Issa a bath? And in my head, I was like, yo, all the Punjabi galia in my mind are just racing. Like, how am I gonna clean this up?
I'm not gonna lie, I can't have, for the life of me, I couldn't gentle parent. I try. Very hard I try.
Girl, I had to push so much of
And I
that.
was like, you know what? There's this saying where it's like, if you want to be a gentle parent, you gotta have gentle kids.
Yo, facts.
But like these kids are not that way. Like they will walk over you.
Yeah.
If you're too gentle.
Yeah.
You gotta lay down the law sometimes.
They'll walk all over you even when you lay down the law.
This is accurate. This is so true. But this was a very good topic.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was like a great pointer for parents that are transitioning from like 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3.
Do you have any quick tips?
My biggest tip is ask for help. That is a tip that you will appreciate so much. And if you're in a situation where you don't have help, like for example, my sister used to live in Dubai and she didn't have help, even though my mom went there for like, I think a month when she had her kid. But I would say that like find what works for you and really make time for yourself, whatever you can, even if it's like 20, 30 minutes to take a bath. You'll feel rejuvenated. I just think that you have to figure out what works for you in your own schedule. And it's a hard process. It's okay to acknowledge that it's really hard, What's your tip?
So this might be a little bit like controversial, but when I had Ibrahim, I actually got him like a doll.
Okay.
And it wasn't like your regular Barbie doll. It
Yeah.
was kind of like this, the kinds of like dolls that are knitted.
Yeah.
So it's like a knitted, like stuffy almost.
Okay.
And I had it, and we kind of gave it to him as like, this is your brother.
Okay. I love
Let's take care of your brother.
Yeah,
and
I
like
love that.
my kids share a bedroom.
Yeah.
So their cribs are in the same room, or like beds now. And we had the crib set up for his brother, so we kind of like we would put the baby to sleep.
I love that.
And we would, like take the baby where we would.
That's a great idea.
Sometimes, obviously, he was aggressive because to him it's a toy, and he was
Yeah.
like throwing the doll around and stuff. But we were still trying to instill that like somebody is coming.
Yeah.
When that baby's here, we are gonna take care of the baby, and the baby's gonna share your toys, and the baby's gonna take a bath with
Yeah.
you, and like just to kind of get the ball rolling. I didn't do it when I was having my third because, again, the older
They
like
were
Ibrahim
so young.
knew.
Yeah.
and Idris was too young.
Yeah,
So I was like, Issa's gonna come, and we're just gonna do deal with it. But for my first one, I did that. So I don't know. Maybe that
love
could.
that idea. I love that idea because I feel like even though Emma was older, I didn't do that, but like I did do like I made when initially the baby came home, I gave her a gift and I said, "Oh, this is from your baby brother," just so she felt like, "Oh my God, he loves me," you know. Because they don't understand the concept of things. They just feel like my mom is not available for me. So I feel like that was a way that made her feel special, and she was really excited about that.
That's a great.
But I also love what you said because I wish I had done that.
Right?
I never even thought of that.
Just things that we could try out,
Yeah, that's a great tip for everyone.
Yeah, I love yours too, actually.
Girl.
Because then especially right now, I feel like they always equate like love to gift exchange or like,
Something.
service or something. So I feel like that's a great thing to do. Awesome. So before we end the episode, I feel like we should end on a little bit of a lighter note.
Happy note. All
right?
Yes.
So I have a question.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
Okay.
I want you to go into your phone right now.
Okay.
Open up Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you stream your music. And I want you to pick out 2 songs that you would least expect us to think that you listen to.
Okay.
I'll do the same.
Most randomest songs. Okay. Randomest. Okay. What do you think my playlist is like?
I think it's a lot of Bollywood. Okay. And like Atif Aslam.
Okay.
And but old school stuff. Or it's like old school, like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys.
Okay.
That.
I feel like yours is just Drake.
It is.
Is it really?
I listen to a lot of rap and hip hop.
Okay. All right. Who's going first?
You go first. Oh. I asked you the question. I want to know what it is. All right, let's go.
Okay. Let me find a song. Oh, this is like one of my favorites. You know what the song is?
Yeah.
What is it?
They played at gyms.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Everybody should know this song.
The Sky and the Stars?
The Sky Full of Stars?
Sky Full of
Coldplay.
Stars.
'Cause you're a sky full of stars.
Coldplay.
I've been dying to go to a Coldplay concert.
I'll go with you.
Yeah?
I will go with you.
Okay, we're doing it.
Okay, girl.
I like it.
Good selection.
I like it.
Okay. Mine's gonna take you back a little bit.
Okay.
We're gonna take it back.
Take it back.
And guys, if you know, you know.
Oh my God. Avril Lavigne.
Yes! I loved her.
Oh my God, I love this song.
This song?
It's complicated?
Yeah!
Oh.
So this was the first song that came out and we had like a dance.
Yeah.
And I remember like she came out and everybody was so excited.
That's
she was so
She
big.
came out?
No, like this song had come out. And
I thought she was like, she came to your school. I was like, where are you going to?
I wish. But we were like, this part.
Okay, I'm off.
It's all good.
I love her music.
I know, I love her.
Did she just release a new song?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. I really like her. She's Canadian.
No. Everyone else watching your back like you can't relax. You look like a fool to me.
Okay.
So I loved her. And she's Canadian, so like
She's Canadian.
big ups to the fellow Canadian artist.
Canadian. Okay.
Canadian.
Canadian. Okay. Oh my God.
What's the next one? Go. I'm so excited. Girl, Chiquito. No.
This is like high school.
Okay, hold on.
You must know this. You don't know this?
No, not yet. I know the beat though.
It's so popular. You must know this.
I know the song, but I know the words. It's a good song though.
It's called Sin Si Jung. Right?
Yeah.
It's
a good song.
Okay, what's your next one?
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Don't judge me, guys. Okay.
I'm not judging.
My playlist is all over the place, by the way.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, after this, I think we should do a song you recommend.
Okay.
Okay.
Done.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip a little bit because the beginning is a little slow, and then when we get to like the crux of it, you'll know.
Rahat. I love him.
Right?
He's so talented.
I'm like obsessed with the song.
Oh, I love this song.
So like this part.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Beautiful voice.
I first heard this song on B for You, Bollywood for You. Everybody
Oh my
knows that.
god. Before you.
Did I unlock a memory?
How old are you?
Okay, so we used to watch B for You all the time, okay?
watch it too.
On our illegal dish network, okay? And this song came out, but it was just him doing it in a qawwali form.
Oh, okay.
And it was literally just like him on stage with his like instruments and like everybody in the
other people in the
background.
back,
Yeah, and
yeah,
just like a mic.
Yeah.
Girl, it was the most beautiful
I've seen him
thing.
sing that live. And he's just as good live
Right.
as he is on this.
Honestly.
The talent is unreal.
Honestly.
Unreal.
Honestly.
Insane. Okay, so now you're saying to me that what is a song I recommend?
Something that we should, add to our playlist when we're driving down.
Okay, I feel like this is just like a bumpin' track.
Ooh.
And I think like, it makes you want to like dance and be really happy. Do you know this song?
Brothers for life.
Let's forward this part.
Okay.
Sing
I know Mika sing.
your honey singer.
I love the song.
Look your blood to the
Oh my
Oh,
god,
this is like the best dholki song.
it's the best song. And all you want to do is sit in your car and jam. Isn't it?
I love this song.
Boy,
Come on. Okay.
Such a good song. Such a good song.
That's such a good song.
Okay, I'm gonna change the mood.
Change it. Oh, you're gonna depress me, aren't you?
No. I'm gonna put you in a vibe.
Oh, okay.
You guys ready?
Okay.
This is also a recent song, and I have been playing it like obsessively.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I don't even think I've heard of this.
You might not have. It's literally like
Like today. Today years old.
today years old. Okay, let's let it start. Oh,
Oh my god. Immediately love.
right? OSA.
Oh my god. This is like a sensual song.
Yeah. You guys let me know if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly or not. I just said OSA. It's the intermission.
Oh my god. Beautiful voice.
Right?
I love this.
And like this is the entire song. Like that's it. It's just the one verse. But when I tell you I'm walking around being like all over my house, okay?
Don't
Let your heart stay broken.
And your husband's looking at you like, who the hell broke your like who the hell's breaking this? Sometimes it's so funny because you're like listening to the most depressed shit ever and you're getting so emotional and you're just like, nothing's even happened in my life that I'm being this depressed.
And
but it hits you in the feels.
You know what the worst is? When you have a minute alone, that's when you decide to do it. Really?
I swear to God, I'm telling you, in my car, okay? There are moments, okay, when you hit this like patch where it's like forest everywhere, and all of a sudden it's like lonely road, it's dark outside, and the sad song just comes on, and you're sitting in that car like Dukhi Dastan, okay? Like you're sitting there depressed AF, okay? And then right as soon as the song finishes, it's something bumping, and then you're just like immediate mood shift.
Right?
Immediate mood shift. And then you're like, shit, music has such a real impact
It
on my
really
life.
does. It really does. And I remember growing up, I would listen to music and I would get so emotionally attached to it
Yeah.
that I would think my life is like withering away.
Oh my god, me. the way that you would listen to love songs in high school, okay? The way you would listen to the shit, like that song, So Sick of Love Song by Neo, the way that you're like, left your voicemail. I want to change my voice because all I think about is.
And then the controversy where you're like, but wait, isn't this a love song?
And then it's like, but there ain't nobody to love in my life, so
No.
why am I getting depressed?
No, we're acting like this freaking Shakespeare standing outside.
I swear to God, the depression you go through as a teenager, it's hilarious. Now I look back and I'm like, yo, we are so overdramatic.
Honestly.
Like,
And I remember there would
much.
be like certain lines
Yeah.
in songs that they would be in here and you'd be like, yo,
I feel that.
what a line, what
Yeah,
a lyric. And you're just, and then now you listen to it and you're like, what?
And then you would put that line as like your voicemail, you know? And somebody calls.
MSN stuff.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know what? That line that always stuck with me
What?
is like from 50 Cent's 21 Questions. He'd be like, I love you like a fat kid loves cake.
Ooh.
I don't know what it was about
yeah.
that line. Maybe because I was like a fat
I think
kid.
I still use that line.
And when he said it, I was like, he's just saying it to me.
I think.
Because I was a fat kid.
Stop.
I was like, he's directly saying it to me.
Killing me, honestly.
Directly saying it to me.
Oh my God, that's
how Delulu I can be.
hilarious. Okay, you guys share your favorite track that everyone needs to listen to.
Yes.
We're going to be posting it on our Instagram story. And the other thing that we're going to be posting is just a question about what you felt was hard if you had a transition from like 0 to 1 kids or 1 to 2, 2 to 3, etc. So we're going to be sharing 2 questions on our Instagram. We've linked it below. And also while you're doing that, make sure to hit that like, subscribe button, follow us on our socials, and we will have lots of amazing content coming for you very soon.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.